you was on stage and you was like, how many of y'all want to make $10,000 a month? And we were all excited, right? And I'll never forget it. It was just a feeling of knowing that we just have to become that person.
Yeah.
Right? So like making $100,000 a month, it's going to come. Right, it's already in us, right? And so you was just talking about how you can pull out what's already in you,
right?
$100,000, $1 million a month, right? That's far for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But if you believe it, it's already in you. You just have to become that.
That's
person.
Exactly right.
And so I'll never forget that $10,000 story because it's like, okay, eventually I'm going to be making $10,000 a month. Eventually I'm going to be making $50,000 a month.
Right.
And so now the question is not how I do it, it's who do I have to become right, to get to that person.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven, and family-focused, and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Hey, welcome to the Self-Talk Experience. We are so happy. I hope it's Thursday because Thursday is the day that we talk. And today we have a very special guest with us today.
Yes, we do. We have Mr. Marcus Twine, entrepreneur extraordinaire. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Oh, man, please. Look, you should be nervous because my voice is almost gone. So Marcus Twine is going to be dropping all these gems. You don't even need my voice. So we're excited to have you on the Self-Talk Experience. And of course, self-talk is the things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually determines what and even who we attract for ourselves. And so my wife and I are excited about having you here. So for those who haven't met Mr. Marcus Twine, first of all, we're in H-Town. We're in Houston.
H-Town.
Yeah, we're on location, guys. I know it looks a little different today.
Yeah, they're like, hold up, this is not the background for the Self-Talk Experience. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely want to thank you guys for having me on. I'm very excited.
Absolutely.
CEO Twine, Marcus Twine. Been in H-Town for about 5 years, originally from Arizona. Started my entrepreneurship journey when I was 18 years old.
Wow.
33 now, right? So,
okay.
And really just excited, man. I got a chance to be under your mentorship, you and your wife's mentorship with the company PPLSI. So that's how my entrepreneurship journey got started in network marketing. And then that opened up so many different doors.
Hold on. So what made you say, you know what, maybe I should look into entrepreneurship? What motivated you to take a look at entrepreneurship?
Really seeing my parents just working for somebody else, right? When I started working, I was never a stranger to work, but it was just the idea of just working for somebody else and have somebody control your time. Like it just didn't sit well with me. So even at age 18 years old, I started working at Target. That was like one of my first jobs. Okay. And I remember them telling me, hey, I need you to be here at this time and leave at this time. And it's like, I don't like that. So I saw Legal Shield, and that's what really kind of opened up the door to not only having the time freedom, but the financial freedom. And so. Yeah.
And it's true that sometimes you don't know what you don't know until you've met people who have experienced what it is you like to have.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hold up, I didn't even know that existed. Like you can have both the money and the time, right? And control it. So, all right, I interrupted your story. So.
No, you're good. So, yeah, went to school in North Carolina, got out of school, worked nonprofit for 10 years. I love doing it. I love working with our communities. I love working with our young people. But again, just went back to the idea of just working for somebody else. I just couldn't keep doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I've always had entrepreneurship blood. And from there, like from the company I was working with, I was like, you know what? My credit was jacked up. This was like, 3-4 years ago. And I had learned to have a passion for credit and just helping people do that. So I fixed my credit, which took me about a year and about 3 months. Got it to where it needed to be. And then from there, like I just grew passionate about helping people. Now I'm in the education space, just really educating people on the things that I've learned over the years that's really helped me get into the position I am today. So,
how old are you?
33 years old. Yes.
Hey, listen, Self-Talk Experience family. I want you to focus in on this, like for real, because what you're going to learn right now is how to take advantage of opportunities that in most cases we've not been educated on. Like we just don't know, we don't know. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so impressed that, success typically is not an event. It's a process.
Right.
And sometimes even what we deem as a loss is really a stair step to the success that we desire. Right. And you've experienced some losses, right? Which what most people would deem as a loss. Right. But really, there were opportunities for you to learn because things are cyclical until we learn from them.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, we always talk about it happens for us. It doesn't happen to us.
Yeah.
It happens for us. And even in a moment, it feels like it's happening to us. But you'll think in a minute, it'll change. It's happened for me. Because it took my path in a different direction, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
Yeah, all my life experiences.
Yeah.
You learn something from each experience. Yeah. It helps you become that much more of an individual, right?
Yeah.
And you can share the experience with the next person to help them get through.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so we're going to talk about a couple of these businesses because I know somebody's out there right now and they like, all right, hold on, he's 33 years old. You know, either they're younger than 33 and they want to be where you are when they're 33 in terms of having the mindset to attract even more success as an entrepreneur. Right. Or they're older than 33. They're like, dude, this dude's only 33.
Right.
You know what I mean? I need to get myself together. Either way, you're inspiring the audience.
For sure.
So you said it took you about a year to get your credit together. Was your credit bad or?
Credit was horrible. 496. I'm okay with it now.
Yeah, no, that's good, man.
It was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, somebody may have 4.96.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible.
Right.
But that would be my question for you. So your credit, as you say, was jacked up. Yeah. How did you even know what direction to get started in to fix it?
Yeah, you know what? So I was in a position where I said, you know what? I really want to buy a house.
Okay.
Right. So that's kind of like, I knew that I had to have good credit to purchase a house. So when I started the journey, I just started researching like YouTube and I fell upon Dave Ramsey. So great guy, man, got a lot of respect for him. I was in this space in the beginning where I was like, okay, I want to do the debt-free scream and all this other stuff, get out of debt. Not a big fan of credit, but I know I needed to have good credit. And then I met a gentleman, my cousin sent me a video of a gentleman named Hip Hop 100. Okay. I'm sure you guys know who that is. And so and he talked about how to leverage credit, and you can leverage credit to build wealth. And so I just started doing more and more research so found him, and then I found another gentleman named Dominique Brown, and he actually teaches people how to not only fix your credit, but then how to start like a credit repair company. And that's kind of where my journey got started with the credit process. Yeah.
Okay. So for those who are not familiar with credit, so we're talking about personal credit right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about personal credit. Why is personal credit important?
Man, it's super important. So if you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, like all these things, I tell people all the time, it's far easier to get $100,000 in personal credit or even business credit for that matter than it is to save up $100,000. Right. So like I've been under the notion where like if I want to start a business, I got to save money to start a business.
Right.
But if you just got your credit score right, you can open up so many doors of credit. Right. And the beautiful thing is it doesn't matter the age. Right. So literally it took me about a year. On average, it takes about a year to fix your credit. And so whether you're 65 or you're 18 years old, right, with no credit at all, if you learn and understand credit, it can change everything.
Wow.
So now, like, I'm 33 and I'm mad because it's like, if I would have learned this when I was 21, 22 coming up, it would be a game changer.
See, this is good. This is good because we talk about self-talk all the time, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
And you said about a year. And somebody's self-talk is, man, I got to wait a year.
Right.
And somebody else's self-talk is,
Only a year?
Only a year. So next year I could be there.
Yeah.
Right. So first of all, let's shift our self-talk because you could have looked at it like, man, it's going to be a year and still did nothing because all you could think about is how long this is going to take.
Right.
And then when that year happens, you're like, man, I should have did that last year. That's what people do all the time. So what did you tell yourself? What kind of self-talk did you have to say, you know what? All right, in 1 year, I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to start businesses, have this house.
Right. Yeah, so I just knew that if I did X, right, then I would get Z, right, Y, Z. So I just knew that it would be possible getting a house. Then I learned about cars. Then I learned about how to get multiple cars, right? And so you start to learn these different plays, and you learn that you don't have to do so much stuff with your money. You can leverage the bank's money.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't know that at all. So now I'm like doing research. Okay, how does this work? And it could be something as simple as I had a friend of mine just purchased a vehicle. Right, put the vehicle on Turo. Right, she had great credit, right? So she didn't put anything down. She had good credit. She put the vehicle on Turo. She got it 3 days ago. The vehicle just booked out for a whole entire week.
Wow.
I made over $300.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Some people in our audience may not even know what Turo is, right?
Right.
So
let's break it down. So Turo is a rideshare platform. So what you can do is you can actually rent out your personal vehicle on Turo for cash flow, right? So a lot of people are looking for ways to create another stream of income. That's another way. So you know about the enterprises, the Hertz.
Right.
So you can be your own enterprise or Hertz, rent out your own vehicle for people that are looking for vehicles and make some money on the side.
So now you do that too?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many vehicles do you have now?
Right now we got about 6. Yeah. Oh we just got a couple. I'm actually going to go pick up another one tomorrow, low keys.
Really? Just go pick up another one. Like, now, do you have to buy these in your personal name, business name? How's that work?
Yeah, great question. So I would suggest, right, you get them in your business name. Okay. Right. Let me give you a quick plan on how to do that. Okay. So if one, gotta have good credit. We'll talk about credit, right? How to get good credit. But get good credit, okay? Then you can, if you have a business, right? So you have LLC. I'm gonna show you how you can put about 5 vehicles in your business name. Right? I did 5 vehicles initially in my personal name. Okay. Big mistake. Right? Why? Because it messes up your debt to income. So now when I try to get credit now, I can't really get credit because my debt to income is messed up because I have a whole bunch of cars on my personal credit. Got it. So let me show you how to get it on your business name. So if you go to the dealership, right, you're looking to purchase a vehicle, Mercedes-Benz has a business where you can get actually a business loan. Okay, so now here's a hack, right? A lot of people don't know this. You can go to one dealership and purchase the vehicle, right? You leave with that vehicle, right? Let's just say you get a pre-approval. So the second bank, so I talked about Mercedes-Benz. The second bank is Bank of America. They have a business fleet loan. You can get up to 4 vehicles, right, with one inquiry, which we'll talk about, right? So 4 vehicles, 1 inquiry, and the beautiful thing is it's all in your business name, right? So now you have 4 vehicles through Bank of America, right? You have the 1 vehicle, right, which is the Mercedes-Benz, all under your business name. You can put those cars on Turo or rent them out privately, however you want to do it, and now you have cash flow coming in.
Now you need business credit to do that?
Right. No, just good credit. You got to have good personal credit.
Just good personal credit.
Exactly.
But you can still get in your business name.
Absolutely. All right. It's so deep, right?
Yeah.
It's so much to learn. Gems. Right. It's so much to learn, like how to, obviously you got to make sure your business is structured properly. Right. The LLC, EIN number,
you teach all of that?
Email. I do.
Okay. Yes. I know that. I just thought I'd say that for the
For sure.
All right. How that's deep. All right. So did I cut you off? You want to say? All right. So hold up. This is good. So if someone wants to, let me just stick with Turo for a second. Okay. And are there other platforms that people can rent their own cars, or Turo is kind of like the main?
Turo is like the main one. They have hire cars. Okay. So like they have a car. They have these drivers that are looking to, maybe they don't have a vehicle, but they're looking for a vehicle to do Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, like trying, so they can make money by renting out somebody else's car. So you can put your car on hire car too as well. It's another platform.
Nice. That's good to know. Yeah. All right. So let's go back to personal credit for a second. Okay. All right. So if someone's watching this right now and they're like, man, my personal credit is at 4. What was yours?
Like 496.
About 496. And they're like, hey, look, I'm trying to get mine up to 700. What's the first step?
All right. First thing is understanding it. Okay, so let's break this down real quick, right? So 35% of your credit score, which is equivalent to 192 points, is your payment history, right? So if you just made on-time payments consistently over time, that's obviously you're gonna get that 190 points. Okay. 30% of your credit score is utilization. Okay, the way utilization works is if I give you a $1,000 credit card and you use $900 of that $1,000 credit card, the way utilization works is it's $900 divided, so it's the amount that you use divided by the amount that's given to you, and that's how you factor utilization. Okay. So if I give you $1,000 and you spend 900 divided by 1,000 is 90% utilization. Right? If you use $100 divided by 1,000 is 10%. Right. Right. Okay. So 30% of your credit score is your overall utilization. So just that alone, if you made on-time payments, right, so you had no late payments, and you kept your utilization down, which means that you keep the balances down on your credit cards, that's over half the battle.
So now, how long are we keeping our balance down? Like as long as you keep paying it down, if you're using it, let's say you're using it and you use 800 out of 1,000, so you use 80%, but you paid it off. Does that matter?
Yeah, absolutely. So here's another bar. I got you. I can talk about this all day. So a lot of people don't know the difference between the statement date and the due date.
Okay.
Right? So I was talking with a business owner that he actually pays his card off every time his due date is. I told him this little gem and it changed everything, right? Because what he does is he pays off his car. He's a business owner. He pays off his credit card and then he uses it again the next day.
Okay.
So you have the due date, which is when your balance is due.
Okay.
You have the statement date, which is when they actually report your balance to the credit bureaus. Okay. So as long as you pay your balance by the statement date, right? So by the statement date, then you're pretty much reporting that to the credit bureaus every single month, whatever that balance is. So if you know your statement date, then you make sure that balance, if you can control it, is zero every single month. That alone will keep your credit score up.
Okay.
Hold on. So we can find out the statement date by just looking at the statement. I'm going
right
online.
There.
Yeah. So once you
she take care of all our bills. Yeah.
Right. She sees it.
All right.
But yeah, your statement date's on your bank statement, right? So it's a closing date, or you can call the bank and say, hey, what's my statement date? So when you know that, okay, I need to make sure my balance is as low as possible, under 10%.
Right.
That's what I recommend every single month. And then, of course, that would keep you.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Okay. So first 2 steps, paying your bills on time and making sure that you have low utilization.
Right. So that's 35, and then you got 30% utilization.
Okay.
Now we go to 15%, right? So 15% is your length of credit, right? So it's your credit over time, like how you build it out over time. So that's 15%. Then you have the inquiries, right? You guys familiar with inquiries?
Yes, because
right?
you don't want too many of those.
Right. So like another hack is if you are going to purchase a car, don't go to the dealership to purchase the car, or go to the dealership to purchase the car, but don't let them shotgun your credit. Right. It's what they call this.
And they automatically do that.
Right. If you let them.
So what's it called?
It's called shotgun. It's like a method called shotgun. Literally, they run it from bank to bank. And what they're trying to do is they actually, they're trying to find the best rate for you. Right. So they definitely have some good there. But
those are counted as inquiries.
Inquiries. Yeah. So those are hard inquiries. Right. And those can drop your score anywhere between 8 to 10 points.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another 10%. And then the last 10% is the mix of credit. Right. So the mix of credit is credit cards, right? Student loans. You have auto loans, mortgages, right? So you want to have a mix of credit.
Okay.
So, but like I said, the main thing, making on-time payments, keeping your utilization down, that's almost half the battle.
Wow. That's good. So let me go back to inquiries real quick. So you said don't go into the dealership and have them, where should you be doing?
Right. So go straight to your bank or credit union, right? So you can do like Capital One. You can do a pre-approval with Capital One. And they give you whatever the pre-approval amount is. That's one inquiry. Right. So now I can take that pre-approval, go straight to the bank and say, hey, I already have my amount that I need. And then you can kind of play with them as far as like negotiating the price of the car. Right. But you already have the amount when you're going in, and you only get one inquiry. Right. So what a lot of people don't know is, yes, you can go to multiple dealerships and get a lot of inquiries, right? And they don't really factor it in when it comes to buying a car. But when you're trying to get a credit card or even a house possibly, right, they do factor you have a lot of inquiries, right? Okay. So you can control that, but a lot of people don't know that. So
nice. So in about a year's time, you were able to, utilizing what you just dropped, all these plays, able to increase your credit score.
Yep. So I got up to an 800 credit score.
Wow.
Okay. When you get the 800, they treat you differently. Right? So they start to ask you questions like, how much would you like as a limit?
Right.
Yeah, so I've had those conversations, which has definitely been a blessing. But I think the biggest thing is understanding it now. Yeah. So now I can, like, a lot of people don't know, you can control your credit score, right? So
what do you mean?
Like, literally, you can manipulate your credit score by controlling it, by understanding how credit works. So, like, just like how I talked about the statement, right? Making sure that paying it by the statement date, right, that can play a factor in your credit score going up and down. So who controls whether you pay your bills or not? It's you. Right. So just those little things, understanding the inquiries and that process. Right. If you're looking to increase your credit score, you can leverage things like a trade line. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, or authorized user. Yes. So for example, like my mom, right? I love my mom to death. Right. Shout out, Mom. She added me on to 3 of her credit cards, right, as an authorized user, right? Did I get a credit card? No, right? But she gave me the age, right? So she had over 20 years of a credit history, positive payments. So once I got added onto those credit cards, my credit score shot up, right? Because now I got that history on my credit.
Right.
So, yeah.
How long do you have to keep that person on there?
She still got me. That's my mom.
But it's funny. I just added one of our sons to an account as an authorized user. I did.
Yep.
I didn't know what I was doing for him. See, babe? See what I did?
Doing great things, right? Low key.
Again, how long do we have to keep?
Right. You're giving your kids a head start.
Right, yeah.
My son is on 3 of my credit cards.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right. And neither did I, right? And like I said, it's when you understand it, it just gets fun.
Yeah.
Right? By the time my son gets 18 years old, again, he's gonna have an 800 credit score.
Wow.
I'm gonna set him up.
Right.
And you, like I said, when you have an 800 credit score, they treat you differently.
Yeah.
Right. You can literally get anything that you want. And I want to teach my son, of course, to leverage credit.
Right.
Leverage the bank's money.
Yeah.
So that way we can build wealth.
Yeah.
Right, so.
I love it. So let's talk about the importance of business credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So there's personal credit. Explain the difference between personal credit and business credit first.
Right. So personal credit is like everything that's on your personal credit report. Okay. So obviously you're gonna get a house, right? That might end up on your personal credit. I would recommend getting 1 to 2 vehicles, say, on your personal credit. The reason why is because when you're looking to get a higher tier vehicle, right, or exotic car, they look at the layers, okay? Now, when we come to business credit, the beautiful thing about business credit is it doesn't report to your personal, right, which is good. So now once you understand personal, then you can do everything on the business side. So you can establish credit on the business side. You can get credit cards, right? You can get lines of credit, but none of that reports on.
I was going to say it's almost it's 2.
Right. It's its own person, right? Your business credit is its own person for your business. Okay. And then it gets fun because you can actually build business credit with multiple businesses, right? That's a whole nother conversation, a bit deep.
Okay.
But really understanding the importance of business credit is everything. And so here's some basics. Like if you want to establish business credit, first thing I would recommend is you get your email, right? Don't have a Gmail, right? Have actually a business email. So it could be like an info@selftalk.com or whatever the case may be. And the reason for that is because when you go to banks, they want to see that you're a serious business.
Right.
Right. And so if I'm self-talk at Yahoo, they're probably not going to take you as seriously.
Right.
So you want to get your email. You want to get your business address, right? So your business address, if you don't have an actual address, you can go to a company called iPostal, right? So they charge $10 a month for a virtual address, right? So you got your virtual address, you have your email, and then you have a business phone number, okay? And you can go to, and I'll make sure we have these links in the wherever
description. Yeah.
But then call 8. You can go to call 8, right? And so you pay like $5 a month, and you'll get a business phone number. Okay.
So all this exists, and most folks just don't know. They don't know, right?
And it's important too. It's important to have because you want to make sure your business is set up,
right? So
now, and this is before you got the LLC,
right?
Because what a lot of people do, and I did this myself, is we make the mistake of actually putting our home address on our LLC, right? And again, that's either good nor bad. But again, you want to think about the banks, right? If you're going to get money from the banks, you want them to take you seriously,
right?
Right? If you list your business on, say, Google or Yelp, right? You don't want them to see your home address, right? So it's like just little things, just safety and things like that.
Sure.
So you have those things set up right away. Then you go grab your LLC, right? Then you go grab your EIN, right? And everything matches. Right?
But you have a business that helps out the LLCs too.
Absolutely. We got it all.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
Because it's all together.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
And then of course the business front end, right? You're going to need access to lawyers.
Right.
So I leverage the launch program to help people with their LLCs, and it's a lot of great things.
Yeah.
For sure. So.
Okay, so we set up this business credit. What's that helpful for? I know we talked about buying a vehicle in your business name, but is that using business credit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So again, if you have great credit, you can leverage that.
Right.
Another way is you can actually build out business credit through leveraging like a Paydex score.
Right.
Right. And so that's a little bit deeper.
Hold on, what's a Paydex score?
So it's pretty much your credit score on the business side. Right. So that's all it is. But that's a process to build up.
Okay.
What you got to do is you have to, once you got your business established and set up, then you're going to go to, say, there's a whole bunch of tier 1 vendors.
Okay.
Right.
And you teach that, so you don't have to go through it.
So you know what? My places, right, her name is Bree. So we've been doing a lot of events together, Bree Bucks.
Okay.
That's her lane. Like she's that all day. So if you ever see us, like that's business credit. I know how to do it, but everything I've learned in that space, I learned it from her.
Okay. We'll put that link in there too.
A little shout out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's excellent, man. So and I'm sorry for taking over. I'm just asking.
I'm learning so much.
Right. Yeah, because this is really interesting because, again, a lot of folks aren't being taught this in, from kindergarten to high school and then perhaps not even in college.
Right.
Like I didn't learn in college. Right. So being in the right environments, in the right rooms, around the right people, conversations come up.
Right.
So based on what's happened for you now with, obviously your credit business, your Turo business, your business with PPLSI, what would you say has contributed to the success of those businesses? Because I know they're continuing to rise and elevate. And again, we're proud of you. Right. But we know there's a mindset that goes along with that too.
Yeah, absolutely. More so the concept of be, do, have, right? So just to really piggyback, being in the right environment, like you said, right? So PPLSI put me in the right environment around the right people. Right. And then that led me to other people in different circles. And so, as your circles grow, you grow. Right. Yeah. Right. And so that really changed everything for me. So now I'm in all these different circles where I'm around people who think differently. Right. And so so the concept of be, do, have, I've always kind of like, that's how I live now. More so, like for the longest, I would try to figure out what I need to do to get to my next level. Like, how do I do this? How do I do that? What I need to do? So I was so focused on the doing, and I realized that I needed to focus on the being, right? And I remember, it's crazy. We was in, where was we at? We was in Long Beach, right? And you were speaking on stage, and you were talking about making $10,000 a month. I don't know if you remember this.
I don't.
But because I know you speak everywhere. But you was on stage and you was like, how many of y'all want to make $10,000 a month? And we were all excited, right? And I'll never forget it. It was just a feeling of knowing that we just have to become that person. Yeah. Right? So like making $100,000 a month, it's going to come. Right, it's already in us, right? And so you was just talking about how you can pull out what's already in you, right? $100,000, $1 million a month, right? That's far for a lot of people. Yeah. But if you believe it, it's already in you. You just have to become that. That's person. Exactly right. And so I'll never forget that $10,000 story because it's like, okay, eventually I'm going to be making $10,000 a month. Eventually I'm going to be making $50,000 a month. Right. And so now the question is not how I do it, it's who do I have to become right, to get to that person. Yeah. Right. And so just being in those right environments kind of changed my mindset. And I'm now in a space of just, because I'm an introvert naturally. Right. So like I'm a quiet person. I talk quiet. So you know this, you know me for a while. Yeah. But now I'm in a space now where it's like, okay, I got to come out of my comfort zone one. Yeah. Right? So that was 2022 for me. Right. And then now it's like, okay, I really got to invest in myself. Right? I got to invest in these circles. Yeah. I got to get into these environments because these conversations are different. But it's allowing me to shortcut my success. Right. So when you're paying for a mentorship, you're literally paying for their mistakes. That's exactly right. And that's really what's changed for me is I've gotten in these environments from PPLSI that's put me to start thinking about this. And it's just getting fun. And then, of course, I get to leverage it all through credit. Yeah.
But when you get in the right mind space, instead of being frustrated, you get excited. Yeah. You get excited about what's coming instead of being frustrated about what you can't do and what you can't control. You focus on what you can control and what you can become, right? That's what you're saying. Yeah, that's so key. Yep. It is.
It gets fun too. Yeah. And I just tell people too, it's like I can't when it comes to like even just being around your presence and your time, like I'm very appreciative of that because again it's because of you and just the circles that we've been blessed to be in because of you guys. I've learned so much, right? And so whether I'm investing into it now because I see the value in it now or just have the opportunity to work my way into it, that makes it worthwhile. So
we appreciate
but guess what? We're learning a lot from you too. Yeah.
You know, when I'm learning, I got a chance to sit down with a gentleman who's making $30,000 a month, right, in another company this morning. And what gets me excited about really educating people more and really like studying this space is he knew really nothing about credit. Like, just the simple philosophy of he has credit cards, but the simple, and it's like, hey, when's the last time you asked for a credit limit increase? It's been years, right? So he's making $30K a month, right? But he doesn't really understand credit, right? And not knowing that there's so much you can do with credit and the bank's money and business credit if you fully understood it. Yeah. So I think that's what gets me more excited is like you got folks that are really wealthy that don't really understand these things and knowing that they can be much far more ahead if they understood just the value of credit and how to leverage it.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you for putting yourself in the room with others who are either making the type of income you desire to earn, or people who have invested a certain amount of money to be in that room. Because one, it says that you're around serious people, especially because some people look at it, man, I got to pay 20 grand to be in that room. Yeah. Well, first of all, you're in a room with a whole bunch of people that had 20 grand to invest.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's, you know what I mean? So that's a great room.
Right.
Number two, the networking that happens in that room because everyone has a gift and a skill set. And when you can be in an environment where you're building the relationships with people who really want to see other people win, and people who can add some type of reciprocity, right? And it's been huge. Like, by blowing your candle out does not make my candle shine any brighter.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So when people really understand the importance of, hold up, my man Marcus can share this with me, and I know someone who can share this with both of us, and I'll be happy to share what I've learned through my mistakes, and we all rise together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Relationships, I feel, is the new currency now.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, I'm in this space now where it's like, okay, can I connect with certain people where we can build something together? Like, communities can build wealth, not individuals.
And no hidden agenda. We were talking about that.
Earlier. Absolutely. Yeah. Right? So, and it's just genuine. It's just genuine. You really have a passion for helping people. And I think that's what I love about it. But then finding, like we were talking about, the right people. That it's not just about the money, but it's like, hey, long term, like it's not about just me. It's not about just you. How can I make you better? How can you make me better so we can make everybody else around us better?
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. And look, we're going to add a whole bunch of links that you provide for us for our self-talk audience, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Just because I know there's some folks like, man, I'd love to get more information on how I can, increase my personal credit, how I can start my business credit. And even if you're not that person, I'm sure you'll direct them where they need to go.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to rewatch the episode.
Yeah.
Because I really, you're amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
No, man, thank you. I'm glad this worked out, and it was good to be here in Houston with you.
Yep. So thank you guys again. And last thing I'll share too is I really admire you guys from afar, even being in Houston. I don't know if you guys know this. I've been rocking with you since I was 18 years old. So kind of grew up. So in the Twine household, my kids will forever know the Self-Legacy.
Oh, thank you, man.
Right.
Thank you.
Just seeing how you raise your kids. Like I watch all of that, even from the marriage retreats, right, that you guys go to. Like, I really appreciate that, and I've learned so much from both of you. So thank you guys so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
And it's not going to go in vain. I'm TMV for life.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you can.
Just know that ain't going nowhere. Just the community that you built. Right?
Yeah,
I aspire to build something like that. I will build something like that.
Yeah.
And it's all going to stem from just the community that you've been building for years.
Yeah.
Right? So. And genuinely too. So I have to say that.
No, thank you. And I think culture is important, especially in our communities that we like to uplift. And that starts with trust. And it's hard to build trust when we don't keep our word. Right. You know what I mean? And the key is like, just do unto others what you would want to have done unto you. And that's how we've been blessed to build this culture, because we want to treat other people how we would like to be treated. And sometimes your expectations aren't met, but you don't stop doing the right thing because someone did something wrong to you. Right? You still have to be genuine to who you are, your own mantra, as you talk about. And so,
And it always comes back to you tenfold.
Always.
There's going to be loss. There's going to be disappointment. And you'll be sad, but you get it back 10 times more when you stay focused and do the right thing. And you got it.
I've learned it, so I appreciate you. We only getting started.
Oh, we just getting started. Guys. Well, listen, guys, it's been another amazing episode of the Self-Talk Experience. Remember, the things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually determines what and even who we attract for ourselves. God bless you guys. See you the next time.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.
If you've ever started something and said to yourself, I'm not quitting until I reach the finish line, there's a perfect podcast for you. The We Won't Quit podcast by my man, Mike Humes, mailman to millionaire, never gave up. Not only did he have success, but he's helped a ton of other people do the same thing. He's going to be interviewing people who never stopped until they finish. So check it out. We Won't Quit podcast.